Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, like the title says, I'm just going to show you what I have as far as loose translucent powders. Not going to be all translucent, but the all loose powders. I find it's something that everybody should have in their collection because it really helps your makeup look kind of flawless. It also helps you maintain your makeup throughout the day. I know it's not meant for every type of skin, but the thing is, if you have really dry skin and you don't want to put powder, all I can suggest to you guys, like even if you want your makeup to be like really smooth, you can always put like a setting spray that's really hydrating on top, and it will melt everything right off. And that's what I do whenever I have like dry skin on my chin, like around here, and it works really well. Don't think that because you have really dry skin you can't use them. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through my collection of loose powders. I'm gonna tell you, like, not everything worked, of course. Some of them work better depending on like what I'm doing that day. It's really weird, but that's the way it is. Just one thing I want to say first is what I use to apply my translucent powders. I'm really sorry, everything is kind of dirty right now, but I still want to show you guys what I use. So as far as brushes, I use this brush here. I just used it, that's why I mean, they're all dirty, I'm really sorry. But so I use this brush here. I use my Sephora number 204 brush. It's dual-ended brush. So basically you have your setting, they call it the highlight part, but me, I do set my makeup with this part, like under the eyes. It's a bit big, but I find it goes pretty well under the eyes. I used to highlight with this, but I didn't like the way the finish was, so I just decided to use it for loose powders. So I use this brush most of the time when I'm in a rush, because when I'm in a rush I use brushes and not my beauty blender. The second brush I have is a brush like this. This one is a knockoff of the Real Techniques brush. This one is kind of domed up like this. It's really more dense than this one. You can see this one is kind of flimsy, and this one is like it's really dense. I use it because I feel like it really packs it on when I really want to be like really set, but honestly I don't find it makes a big difference basically. And the third thing I use most of the time is my beauty blender. I'm really sorry, it's really dirty, I know. Right now it's not wet, but if you want to set your makeup with loose powder, wet it. It's way better. I think you have to. I don't understand people who don't wet their beauty blender or their sponges when they set their makeup. I don't know. So anyways, the first powder I want to show you guys is my NYC Smooth Skin powder, the loose powder. This one is it's supposed to be translucent. This one you can find at your local drugstore. NYC, it's really not expensive at all. As far as the powder itself, I barely use this one. This one I bought because I was watching a video on YouTube and the girl was like, oh, it's really good, but I'm sorry, it's not good at all. I really didn't enjoy this powder because, okay, first, the only time I ever use this powder is on like during the summer when I set my makeup, like I set my face and then I put my liquid foundation on top. So it's basically a way of like setting my face before I put my makeup so that I really don't get oily throughout the day. And my makeup does last like a little bit more, but as far as like putting it on top, no freaking way. It leaves you like a white cast. It's not, I don't find it's translucent. It doesn't like melt in your skin basically, and I just hate the packaging. Like, I don't even want to open it for you guys to see because it's so, like, you can see already I barely opened it. You guys can see, like, oh shit. See, this is why I hate the packaging. Like, I didn't even plan this and everything just fell on me. I know I was shaking it, but the thing is, this is why I don't use this powder, because it's a mess every time I use it and it just falls everywhere and I don't have time to do all this. So I'm just gonna close it back and you guys see, like, it just goes everywhere and I hate that. So, wow. Okay. At least it's really smooth, it's really like, but even going like this, I can feel like it's a bit grainy. So you guys can see. So this is just a little bit and you guys can see it's like there's a cast. It's like white now. So how am I supposed to set my makeup with this? So it just clumps together and I just don't like it. so that's why I don't use this one. So I'll be back because I need to like clean this up. Okay, so the next one I want to show you guys, this one is a little bit better as far as like if I like it or not. This one is my LA Girl Pro Powder. This one is in the color Banana Yellow. So this one is a setting powder again. This one I do use on top of my makeup instead of under my makeup. I do like this one. It's not the best, but I do like it. The only thing is, like, hopefully, I don't know why they call it banana yellow. You guys can see it's a bit yellow, I guess. You guys can see like this. It's a bit yellow, but it's not yellow enough for my skin tone, and it's not, like, it's just not yellow, so I don't know why to call it banana yellow. It has a tinge of yellow, I guess, so maybe it's so that it's trying to like include as many people as they can with one powder, I guess. But as far as it being really yellow, it's not. The good thing about this powder, it's fine, and it has a bit of small flecks of glitter, so it kind of like brightens under the eyes when you use it. I like this part too, and also like it doesn't like crease. It doesn't make your makeup crease, it doesn't go into your fine lines, and just really like make your skin just smooth and like as if like you're airbrushed. So for this I love, and also it doesn't leave a white cast or anything like that. It's really nice. If you're on a budget, it's a really good powder. The only thing I don't like about this one is that I have oily skin, and this one doesn't modify my skin. It modifies like instantly when you put it, of course it's gonna modify your skin, but the thing is, after like I'm done my makeup, I'm already oily, so I just don't get it. I know loose powder are not really meant for oily skin, that it's not that it's gonna modify, but at least like I like to think that my makeup is gonna last a certain hours, but with this one it doesn't. So whenever I use it when basically I know I'm gonna go out, I just want to do my makeup, I'm gonna run errands, I'm gonna do like groceries or whatever, be back home like within like 2 hours and I'm done. Because by the time I come back, it's not just that my skin it's already oily, I feel like it cracks a little bit, but that's my problem. It doesn't last all day, but I do like it. It's a good alternative, I find, if you're on a budget. So the next powder I want to show you guys is my Maybelline Fit Me powders. These ones are not translucent. They are loose powders, but they're not translucent. I have 2 colors. I used to use 30, which is medium deep, and I use 35, which is deep. The first powder I ever got was number 35 because I thought it was my color, but after using it for like a long time, I finally like caught on to it and realized that it wasn't my color at all, because every time I use it, I've always found like it had a bit of a shadow, and I didn't get where it was coming from. So basically after like almost a year after, I got number 30, which is more my color, but I still find it has a bit of a shadow to it, which I think is the powder itself that's just doing that to me. So what I'm going to say first is whatever I don't like about the powder, because it's only one thing. It's not the right undertone, and I think that's why I always had a shadow under my eyes wherever I used it. It's really weird because this one doesn't have the right undertone, that's for sure. It's kind of pink, so I thought this one would be more kind of yellow, more warm. You guys can see it's like it's nice, but I find that it's just not warm enough, so it leaves like some kind of a shadow whenever I use it. But that's the only problem I have with this powder. It's the only thing I don't like about this powder, because everything else is just the bomb. It's just everything that you can wish for in a powder, and it's Maybelline, so it's a drugstore brand, so it's not expensive. Yeah, I love it because it's great, it's not expensive, and also it's the powder is fine. It doesn't go into it doesn't crease, it doesn't go into your fine lines. It makes your skin just really smooth, and it stays matte. Your makeup will stay matte all day. I use it and my makeup stays matte until I go home and I'm ready to take off my makeup. Sometimes I do get, like during the summer, I do get really oily, but it's long lasting, and that's what I love about this one. So basically I use 30 and 35. Number 30 I use under my eyes because it gives me a brightening effect, and that's what I want under my eyes most of the time. And number 35 I use for the rest of my face. So basically if I want to cut my cheeks, and like you know, like when you put powder on your cheeks and you want to cut your contour, I use number 35 because it's more like the rest of my face. the color of the rest of my face. Even if it's not exactly, it's still a bit darker, but it's fine. At least I get to use it. And also with this one, you can reapply and it doesn't get clumpy. That's one thing also, like not all powders like that. Sometimes when you apply powder on powder on powder, sometimes it can get kind of clumpy. This one doesn't do that. It's almost like it melts into your skin and it just gives you a flawless finish. So the next two powders I'm going to show you are my favorite powders that I use on a regular basis, because when I put on makeup, I like it to like last a long time. So these ones I use whenever I go out at night, if I'm going to supper, because I know I'm gonna stay matte, or if I know in the morning I won't be able to take off my makeup until nighttime. I use these ones too because they are long lasting. So the first one I'm gonna show you, I only have the travel sizes. I don't have the big sizes because I don't use much. I realize I don't use much powder. Like I don't use a lot of powder. This one to me is just the best powder ever. Like you guys seen, everybody's talking about that powder. Everybody knows about the powder. Like the translucent. This one is a translucent powder. It doesn't leave a white cast. It's fine, like finely milled. It's not clumpy or anything like that. And it stays all day. It gives like a smooth finish. It keeps my oils away from my face. Sometimes, like I say, like during the summer, it's exceptional, honestly, because I get so oily, but for the most part it keeps my makeup in place. And the thing is, even if I get oily, my makeup doesn't separate. You know how like sometimes your foundation will just separate and like it's almost like you don't have any makeup on anymore? Me, I just get oily to the point where like just my oils come through, but my makeup is still intact, so I can just dab and I'm good. What else can I say? I mean, there's nothing to say because it's just so good. You guys just have to like try it. And I do everything with this one. I set, I cut, sometimes I do put it under my makeup. It's the best. It's really the good one. Now on my birthday, I'm a beauty insider because I kind of lost my status as a VIB, but let's not talk about that. So anyways, I'm a beauty designer. So for my birthday, I got the Kat Von D gift, which came with like a eyeliner, lipstick, and the translucent powder. I really wanted to try it. It comes like this. It's really small, but this one is my new favorite. This one is so good. It's like, I won't say it's better than Laura Mercier, but for now it's like, maybe because it's different. The only problem I have with this powder, I'm gonna tell you right now, is that it's so fine, like so finely milled, that like when I take like my brush or my beauty blender and I dab it so I can apply on my face, it just, you can see like it kind of goes everywhere a little bit. I only have the small one, so it doesn't really bother me that much, so that like it just falls everywhere, not like the other powder that I have. But at least this one, you know, it has a sifter and everything, so it doesn't really go everywhere. That's the only problem I have with this powder, because everything else, it's fine. It brightens your under eye. It keeps your face smooth and mattifies all day, and there's no white cast. The only thing I will say though, that I like it better with a beauty blender. So when I apply with a beauty blender, I find it sorry. So when I apply it with a beauty blender, I find it's really, I don't know, it just keeps my makeup a bit more smooth than with a brush. So what I do, I dip my beauty blender and I just like press it, and you press it. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go get a big size. As my Laura Mercier also, one day I'm gonna go get a big size because they are really good setting powders. I really do enjoy them. So that's all I wanted to show you guys today. These are all the powders that I have. Yeah, so you guys can see like I tried a bunch, like high-end and drugstore. And yeah, that's it. That's everything I have for you guys. If you have any questions about the powders that maybe I didn't go through because I'm a mess and I never know what I'm talking about, I feel like I just ramble sometimes, just leave the questions down below and I'll answer your guys' questions. Of course, I always try to do that for you guys, at least. That's the best I can do. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today. So don't forget to like,
comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye. Okay, take two.
So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.